You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps, and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? I've got an invitation for you for something super inspiring, something that is going to help you stop over rehearsing scenes until they run dry. It's going to stop you feeling awkward doing emotionally or romantic, intimate scenes with actors you barely know, and it will stop you zoning in on only making the lines sound natural, which, FYI, is not going to produce your best acting work. This thing will allow you to be truly present in scenes and responsive to your scene partner, so you are bringing your A game and your acting is on fire. Do you want to know what it is? It is a brand new workshop that I'm only going to be running as a one-off, and it is called Red Hot, Create Sizzling Screen Chemistry Even If You Just Met. It's a method acting workshop to make your on-screen relationships believable to casting directors, so you are increasing your chances of getting cast. And we are going to be diving into some of the best method acting exercises, and you're getting all of this for free. So it's happening Saturday the 8th of June, 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. UK time, 11 a.m. New York time, 5 p.m. European time, and you can grab your place at bit.ly/red hot screen chemistry. It's free, which always makes it a bonus to sign up to. It's performance changing, and it's just going to make your acting believable to casting directors. So if bringing your A game with your performances and increasing your chances of getting cast is a hot priority to you right now, then I highly recommend you accept your invite and you get your free place at the workshop, because as I've already said, it is the only time this workshop is ever going to be run. So you really don't want to miss out on it. Are we ready to dive into this episode then? If you've been giving yourself a hard time over your performances because you know you can do better, or you're simply curious about improving because maybe you're relatively new to the world of acting, or you've been at it a while but you have this insatiable hunger to keep improving, then I am going to share with you how you can get more meat and less grizzle in your scenes. Firstly, we all want to improve. That is a universal desire of actors all around the world. And that desire is amazing, but we have just got to make sure we're not putting unnecessary pressure on ourselves with it, because that can lead to tension in your acting. Tension simply means it is hard to get the performance to flow. It's hard for you to get those emotional and character connections. It's hard for you to create new, never been rehearsed before moments in scenes that keep that spark alive and the energy bouncing like a ping pong ball between you and your scene partners, or you and your audience if it's a monologue. And tension will always have its roots in your mind, because you're thinking about what the performance should be, and then it manifests physically in your body. And that's how those emotional connections are blocked, and how those connections to your scene partners are blocked, and how the connection to your own imagination is blocked. So with this episode, I'm going to start with a quote from Tom Hardy, which I don't think I'm quoting word for word. I think I'm actually paraphrasing it. But he said something along the lines of, characters are always doing something, they're not just talking. And that is the premise of today's episode. What so many actors are doing is they're getting caught up in the lines. They are so frightened of forgetting them that they're getting stuck in a particular way of saying them, in a pattern, because that pattern feels safe. And then there's less chance of them forgetting them. And then in another vein, we've got the other types of actors who are so caught up in trying to make the lines sound natural, because then it sounds like there's an emotional connection. And again, this habit comes from a fear of either sounding hammy or a fear of not being able to emotionally connect. But either way, all of these three habits or rooted in fear, which creates tension in the scene and makes it hard to get that flow going that I spoke about a moment ago. And let's be honest, when it's hard to get the flow going, the scenes and our performances are not as fun as they could be. And that's why Sanford Meisner created the repetition exercises, the independent activities. It's why Lee Strasberg created the gibberish exercise, the song and dance, the one-word improv, the three-word improv, the private moment exercise, and drew upon the work of the fantastic Commedia dell'arte. It's all to get actors to stop focusing so heavily on lines. And this is an ongoing habit that has happened, I imagine, all the way back from the times of Dennis Diderot, who was sharing knowledge on acting, and it has continued to the present day because it happens in the classes that I coach as well. And the exercises I've just shared are some of the many exercises we explore in the Method Actor Circle and in the 10-week Method Acting modules, because we have to train actors out of this habit of focusing so intensely on the lines. The lines are the grizzle in the scene. What I need you to know is that dialogue makes up 7% of communication. Words are 7% of communication. So it's not as important as actors are making it. It is obviously important, but it doesn't have the weight of non-verbal communication, which makes up 55% of communication. And that's what we're focusing on in method acting, this non-verbal communication, also known as behaviour. So Tom Hardy's right when he says characters are always doing something. They are. Acting is a visual art. Humans are physical beings doing physical things. For example, as I record this podcast, I am not sat still like a statue. I'm playing with my hair, I gesticulate, I usually, if my cats Ruby and Olive walk past, to give them a little tickle on the head. However, what they've been doing just now, you might have heard them in the background, is they've been jumping on top of things and jumping off things. So I've been looking at them to make sure they're okay, and also looking at them to think, oh my gosh, how loud is this going to be in the episode? I move my legs when I get uncomfortable. I've got a bit of a tummy ache right now, so I'm aware of that, and I rub my tummy every now and then. I become more animated when I get passionate about something, and I need you to think in this way with your characters. I need you to start considering what they are doing in each moment. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be forced. It doesn't have to be OTT or dramatic. It can be that subtle bite of the lip when they feel nervous, or they're looking down to the floor when another character's made them feel ashamed, or it could be going to make a cup of tea because they're actually avoiding eye contact during a difficult conversation that makes them really uncomfortable. You've got to start thinking in this way. This is the meat in the scene. Behaviour tells a story. Behaviour is powerful. It tells a story of the relationship between the two characters, and it tells a story of the character's personality. So always look at your scenes with a curiosity about how the person is behaving and why they might be doing what they're doing. You will then find that you will start making so much more interesting choices. The performance will no longer be a performance, but instead, you'll be having a genuine experience that you've lived through, which is the aim for us method actors. When you are living through something with behaviour, that's how you make it genuine and real and not performative. And that's nothing to do with making the lines sound natural or getting stuck in a pattern with the way that you say the lines. It's none of those things. That is the meat in the scene. The behaviour is the meat. So start thinking in that way, and I promise you now, the feedback you start to get on your work will improve. You'll start to find that people are more hooked onto your performances, more captivated, and this is only a good thing for you as a new or early career actor, because this level of performance is a thing that's going to get you cast time and time again, and that's important for you right now. So as a reminder, you've been offered a place at a one-off online workshop called Red Hot Create Sizzling Screen Chemistry, even if you just met. We are going to be exploring exercises similar to what I've spoken about in this episode that is going to bring a whole other level of truth to your scenes. And I would love to have you in there. I want to coach you. I want to get you to that next level with your acting, because I know it's doable. I know you're more than capable. I just know you need some alternative exercises, some alternative ways of approaching scenes to what you're currently doing. So that workshop, again, is happening on Saturday the 8th of June. It's 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. UK time, 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. New York time, and 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. European time. You can go and get your place at bit.ly/red hot screen chemistry, all in lowercase, or click the link underneath the episode. It is an incredible way of taking what I teach you in the podcast to a practical level so you can improve in a hands-on, applied way, as well as get my coaching for free. Thank you so much for listening. I absolutely love having you in the community. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you, and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode, and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.